welcome to my channel. Today's video, Emotionless Affirmations. You will hear them called Robotic Affirmations online, but I just don't like the term. I just think of them as emotionless. Robotic just doesn't really do it for me. So Emotionless Affirmations, what do I think about them? You will know, if you've been coming to this channel for a while, that I have never been a big one for affirmations. I've tried them back in the day and they didn't work for me. I felt resistance when I tried to say an affirmation. I might say it a few times and feel fine, and then I suddenly felt resistance. And what that resistance was a bit of a deluded feeling, I suppose, back then, and just a bit of a tightness within me. It wasn't free. It wasn't free of emotion. It had emotion behind it, and that emotion was really the fact that I didn't have it, and there was something conflicting going on in there. I couldn't really explain to you exactly what it was, but it was a conflicting feeling. So I want it, I'm manifesting, I'm affirming for it, but I'm feeling this, and I know that this isn't the feeling that's going to help me get it. So I knew that. So I had to stop doing it. So still, I would not manifest for a person, for example. I would not affirm for a person, for example. I would not affirm for a job. I would not affirm for a new career. I would not affirm for a car or a house. Anything, one individual thing that I wanted in my life, I would not affirm for an individual thing. I used affirmations, changing my self-concept, and I might make another video about that in a minute, actually, my self-concept. I did use them for that. I used power phrases, so like fearless, unstoppable, all that sort of thing. But I did use I ams as well. I had no resistance because I'm just changing self. I'm looking at changing me. So there's no looking for the results. I'm just doing it. So I did that. I didn't have a problem with that at all. I use affirmations with health conditions. I love Louise Hay affirmations. Often I will go and look. I don't have the book actually, You Can Heal Your Life, but I should get it. I just keep going to this website that has all of the stuff listed there, and I will look at what it is. So I will look up whatever it is I'm suffering with. I will then see what she says that is down to. Sometimes I can really see it and go, yeah, definitely. Sometimes I can't, and I think, oh, I don't know, is it really that? But it doesn't matter to me. I look at the affirmation, I go, I'm going to say that anyway. I'm going to say it whether she's right or she's wrong about why I am suffering this at the moment. And I'll say it anyway, and it will always clear it up every single time. Amazing. So I have no belief that when I say this affirmation, it's going to get rid of whatever it is that I want to get rid of. I did it with a skin condition that I had a couple of weeks ago. I knew it was down to stress. There was just something going on. So I knew it was that. It was really quite bad, and I am very not conscious of my skin. I love my skincare, and I believe I manifest good skin. And this happened, and first of all I was really distressed about it. I'm like, oh my god, because it was bad for me. And anyway, I thought, no, Louise Hay, and I looked at what it was. And what it was that she said with skin conditions was not accepting of self, actually. And I could see that a little bit from what was going on, but I wasn't really sure. So the affirmation for skin conditions of most description was, I love and accept myself. Now, I do believe that I love and accept myself. I know I love myself. Do I accept myself? I'm pretty sure I do. So I look at that and think, is that right? I don't know, but I'm going to say it anyway. And actually it was feeling good to say it. And like I said, 3 days later, all gone. So whether you believe it's going to have an effect or not, it really doesn't matter. 3 days later, completely gone, even better than it was before. My skin, definitely even better. I saw it as a bit of a transformation, like I had this in order for my skin to be even better. So brilliant. So I will use affirmations in that way. Another way that I will use affirmations is this. I manifest everything I want within 3 days. Okay, do I think I'm going to manifest everything I want within 3 days? No, I don't. My mind's never going to believe that. My brain is never going to believe that, but I don't care, because I split the mind, the rational mind, from the subconscious, and I see them as two separate parts of the same system, but they don't have to match up. They probably never will. I don't think mine have ever matched up. It's the feeling. It's all about the feeling. It's not about what you are processing, the information that you are processing. So to me, I don't have to believe it, and I don't feel that I'm going to manifest everything in 3 days either, particularly. But what does happen is, every time you make that statement, with no resistance. You just make it fairly, completely emotionlessly, because you don't think that that's going to happen, because it seems so ludicrous. So have no attachment to it, because you don't think it's going to happen anyway. But every time you make the statement, it drops in there. It drops in there. I see it like dropping in and going into my subconscious and building layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, until my subconscious has a belief that things manifest quickly, basically. Whether it will ever be, sometimes it will be 3 days, and I have manifested big things in 3 days before. So that's all that you're doing. And because it's so out there, I prefer the more out there stuff, because there is no resistance. The biggest things that I've manifested, hugest things, have seemed so huge they couldn't possibly happen. So I've had no resistance, because I've just been kind of just intending for it in a hopeful kind of, that would be awesome if that happened way, and then it's happened. So making affirmations like that are a bit crazy are not a bad thing at all. But if you feel any emotion when you're saying it, I wouldn't say them, any kind of emotion, because if you feel really, really good saying something, the chances are you're going to have a day where you feel really, really bad saying it, because if you're what's up has to come down. So it's far better to feel much more neutral, much more sort of like nothing going on when you're saying them. So crazy affirmations are not going to hurt you at all. Just look at it this way: it can't do me any harm. If you feel any resistance, stop. It's with anything with this. If you feel resistance, you just stop. You just don't do it. You go, see, I couldn't have done this a few years ago. I would not have entertained the idea of saying those kind of affirmations. Just wouldn't have done it. But I have no problem with it whatsoever now. I actually like it. It's fun to me. It's fun. It's not going to hurt me. And I feel, I suppose I do feel a little bit good when I'm saying them, but I think because I've got myself to a point where I know it's not going to hurt me, it can't do me any harm, it can only do me good. So it's more not the affirmation that I'm saying particularly that makes me feel good, but the fact that I'm doing it for fun, and it's something that I'm enjoying. But I could just say those things over and over and over and not have any actual emotion attached to them, because I'm not trying to, it's not a means to an end for me. It's just, I'm thinking it's just another thing that I can use that doesn't do me any harm, that is only going to have a positive effect overall on everything. So everything in my life, not just this thing here and this thing there. If you affirm for one particular thing, yes, you may get that thing, and that's brilliant, you may get that thing, but then you've got that thing. Okay, what else do you want? Okay, now I've got to do that for that thing, now I've got to do it for this thing. If you make it broad, you don't have to do that for anything, because you already get, everything comes to you naturally, because you've built up your core foundation of manifesting power. That's a better way to do it, in my opinion. That is just my opinion. Some people just might love affirming for separate things, and that's fine. But if you want things to come quicker, I think, faster, more naturally, then doing it, using those affirmations, those emotionless affirmations, way more broadly, and really honing in on the power. What do I want to be able to get from manifesting? And manifesting is just life. That's all it is. There's not life and then manifesting over there, so two separate things. Life is manifesting. Manifesting is life. We're doing it all the time. We don't know it half the time, but we are. We are not aware of what we're doing, but we are doing it. Whether you know about the law of attraction or you don't, you're still doing it. So what is going to benefit me in the long term, overall, with absolutely everything, and that those sort of things do, and just make them up. Make up whatever resonates with you, make it up. Practice with them, say them a few times. And if you feel any resistance, don't do it. Just go back to it another time. See if this just probably isn't the right time for you. That's what I have learned with this. Some things that wouldn't have worked for me back then really are great for me now. But for me, I don't want to spend any time doing anything. I don't want to get anxious over anything. I don't want to feel like I'm trying hard to get anything. I only want to do things that I am nudged to do. Okay, I hope this is useful. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, I'd love for you to do that.